Welcome students to the another session of the story of village Palampur. First, let us recap what we have studied in the earlier two sections. One is the characteristic of development. We already know that this village is a hypothetical village, yet it is a developed village. Next is the factors of production. The factors of production are land, labor, physical capital, and working capital, and human resource. Land is fixed. We have already seen land is a limited resource. We cannot increase it. And last one is methods of farming in Palampur. What are the methods that is adopted in Palampur? We have seen that there are two kinds of farming practices. One is the modern methods using all high yielding variety of seeds and using all threshers, machines for cultivation. And we have also seen that there's one more method called as multiple cropping, where more than one crops can be grown on the same piece of land. So in this session, so this is the first topic that we are going to deal with, is how is land distributed between the farmers of Palampur. You can see in the picture that half the portion is being occupied by the large farmers, whereas small portions are provided to small farmers. Okay, so let's see that how it is unevenly distributed. There are 150 families who do not have their land at all in Palampur. Okay, 240 families cultivate small plots of land who are having 2 hectares or more than 2 hectares of land with them. So imagine how they are growing the crops on that 2 hectares of land. Next is the 60 families who are having the land up to 2 hectares and more than 2 hectares, and some even have 10 hectares of land. So you already know that in Palampur there are 450 families. I have already given there 150 plus 240 plus 60 is equal to 450. So how land is being distributed in Palampur, it's shown in this additional values. Okay, now there is a case study, and this shows that how is actually the farming conditions present not only in this chapter but also in and around us, and even in villages. Okay, so let's read this. In 1960, Gobind was a farmer with 2.25 hectares of largely unirrigated land. With the help of his three sons, Gobind cultivated the land. Though they did not live very comfortably, the family managed to feed itself with a little bit of extra income from one buffalo that the family possessed. Some year after Gobind's death, this land was divided among his three sons. Each one now has a plot of land that is only 0.75 hectare in size. Even with the improved irrigation and modern farming methods, Gobind's sons are not able to make a living from their land. They have to look for additional work during part of the year. So this whole case study about Gobind is Gobind is a farmer who is having very small land, that is 2.25 hectares, and he is having three sons. Earlier that land was not able to be cultivated, but along with his family he was able to cultivate it. But the outcome, the productivity was very less of that land. So he has to manage somehow by taking by taking one more method of earning, that is buffalo, and that was his extra income. Okay, through selling milk. Okay, so this land was divided among his three sons. Each one now has a plot of, and after his death, his whole land 2.25 hectare was further divided into 0.75 hectares in size. Even with improved irrigation and modern farming methods, Gobind's son was not able to live a very happy, comfortable life. So you can see early a previous one that there have been a land which has been further divided into small segments. Okay. What idea have you got after reading this? The idea that we have got is the poor farmers who have very small land after their death land is being distributed. It is distributed in very small areas, and then even after cultivation they cannot survive upon that, so they either go for cattle rearing, or they sell the milk in the market, and whatever return that whatever money that they get is their total income. Next topic is who will provide the labor. Now we have talked about the land, which is one of the factors of production. Second is the labor. Now in your mind there was an idea that there is 150 families who do not have the land. So what they will do? They'll obviously work on others' land, large or medium farmers' land. So small farmers not only cultivate their own field but also workers are hired by medium or large farmers. So small farmers like Govind, we have already seen, his land was not sufficient enough, so he has gone to an alternative of having one buffalo. Second, second one is landless farmers are hired by medium and large farmers to work on their fields. Why? Because obviously they do not have a land, so they have to somehow earn their living in the village. Farmers, farm laborers do not have rights on crops grown. In return, they are paid wages either in cash or kind. So these small laborers and landless laborers, when they work on the other big farmers or medium farmers' land, what return that they are getting is only in the form of salary or in the form of kind. Kind means they'll either get the food or they'll get a part of the crops. Okay? And they do not have the right over the crops that they have grown on that land. Laborers might be employed on a daily basis or for one particular farm activity like harvesting or for whole year. So laborers are generally employed by these large farmers or medium farmers either on a daily basis, or they are they are asked to work for either a whole year or for some months. So there is a conversation which is going on between Dala and Ramkali, that is on page number 8. So Dala and Ramkali are among the poorest native of the village. So what is now they both are talking. Dala says that it is difficult to find work these days. Only the large farmers hire up, and that too for very limited number of days. He told that it's very difficult to work these days, and the large farmers hire them, but they are hired for only for some days. Again, here Ramkali says that Ghansham, the large farmers, has just bought a harvester, so we are going to get even less work during the harvest season this year. Last year I worked for less than 5 months in the whole year. So here Ramkali that the large farmers have just brought harvesters, machines, which has replaced the farmers, and that's why we are working less. Next, Dala says we have tractors for plowing, harvesters for harvesting, threshers for threshing, even for removing weeds. Some farmers spray weedicides. So he says that there have been, due to this modern methods adopting in Palampur, they have for each and every work, the farmers are not employed. Instead, these large farmers acquire by the more modern methods. So what does Ramkali says? This year I will have to look for more in the brick making unit at Raiganj. So she is now thinking that as I am getting less than 5 years, so what shall I do? Now I will go and find the work in brick making units in Raiganj. So next, Dala says, I owe the local money lender rupees 2000. I had taken rupees 1000 last summer when no work was available in the field. How will I ever repay? I hardly earn enough for 2 square meals. So here Dala says that I have taken 1000 loan and I have to repay it. Okay, I have taken loan because I am earning enough money, so I have taken a loan of 1000. I have to repay 2000. So he is till now he has not have enough money to even feed upon. Imagine the situation how he will repay off his 2000 rupees. So Ramkali says that my situation is not much better. So she also tell told Dala that yes, my condition is equally very bad. Due to the past debt, she has also taken some loan. But now, once more, if she goes and asks from any money lender, she won't be provided for the loan. So you see here the situation of Dala and Ramkali, due to coming up of modern methods that have replaced the workers, and these small farmers or landless farmers, they have to somehow find a job in some other places. Like here, Ramkali is thinking of going to the brick making units in Raiganj. And you can also find out that due to their less earning, both of them have taken some loan and they cannot repay it back. And now no one is ready to give them loan. So both the farmers' conditions are very bad, and they are the poorest native of the village. So Dala is a landless farm laborers who works on daily wages in Palampur. This means he must regularly look for work. The minimum wage for a farm laborer set by the government is 300. So this is changed to 300. Okay, 300 per day. But Dala gets rupees per day, but Dala gets only rupees 160. 160. These data which I have written on the screen, that is of current data, that is of April 2000 of March 2017. This was an old data. Okay, so he was getting a wage of, he should get according to government rule, that is 300, but what he was actually getting is rupees 160. Heavy competition for work among the farm laborers in Palampur, so people agree to work for lower wages. Dala complains about this situation to Ramkali, who is another farm laborer. Both Dala and Ramkali are among the poorest people in the village. So in this it says that, as you can see, that there are 150 families who are not having land, and there are 240 families, they are small farmers. So each and every people want to work. So whatever money that is provided by this medium and large farmers, these small farmers or landless farmers are ready to work on that field. So there is more amount of people ready to work at any wage rate. So there is a lot of competition among the workers. So whatever money that is provided by the large or medium farmers, these farmers, these small farmers and landless farmers they were ready to work at any wage rate. Now, can you see how modern methods of farming are replacing workers? Yes, we have seen the conversation between Dala and Ramkali, and this clearly shows us that due to coming up of these modern methods, the farmers, the small medium farmers, are not getting the job, and if they are getting the work even on the medium or large farms, they are getting it for very some time, and the money also very less, because every person wants to work, and even if the money is very low, each and every people want to get the work to earn their living. Next, the capital needed in farming. So you have seen land, what was the condition of land and how it is distributed. Second, you have seen what was the condition of labors and who provide the labors to the large and medium farmers. Next, third is the capital. You have already seen the physical capital. You have seen the factors. So third factor is physical capital. Physical capital means the capital which has a physical existence where you can touch and feel. So very first one person require to have to produce the goods is the money. That is, money should be there with the person in order to start any farming activities. So let us see how these all farmers of Palampur are able to acquire the capital. So now you should be thinking that how does the small and medium farmers are acquiring the capital, are getting the capital. Okay, so most small farmers borrow from money lenders. Large farmers Most small farmers borrow from money lenders who supply various inputs for cultivation. The rate of interest is generally high, so these small and medium farmers like Dala and Ramkali, they have already taken a loan from money lender, large farmers, or the traders who supply various inputs for cultivation. Okay, and they generally charge very high interest rate. So you have seen that Dala took a loan of 1000 and he has to pay double the amount. Okay, next is the medium and large farmers is somehow a sale of surplus farm products. What are these surplus farm products? After cultivation of crops, whatever kept with the farmer, that is for his own consumption, and after that what is left, that is sold into the market, and the money which they receive from selling that surplus farm product, they keep it either for press, either for buying seeds, fertilizers, manures, and all the machines for the coming year. Okay, so now can you tell me who will be able to get the surplus farm product? Obviously the large and medium farmers. So that what they do is they generally sell the goods to the traders, and these traders sell it to the market, sell it to the shopkeepers in towns and cities. So, a small part of surplus is kept by large or medium farmers as savings so that they can utilize for the next year or capital or next year as capital. So, whatever products that they sell it into the market, the money that they receive, they either keep it into the bank or they give the loan to the small farmers for the cultivation that they can do, or they keep that money for the future use or buying the capital. Okay, so at Tejpal Singh, you will see how he has got a surplus of 350 quintals of wheat and he sold it into the market, in the Raiganj market. Okay, and from that he got money, surplus money, and what he did is he kept in the bank account. Okay, and not only he kept in the bank account, but also he gave the loan to those small needy farmers like Savita. Whatever earning that they are Whatever earning that he is receiving through his surplus farm products, he has kept for buying the working capital. What are the working capitals? Working capital is like raw materials, machines, modern machines, tools, then after the money also, that is all, and heritage increased. Okay, so in the next session you will be studying about the non-farm activities. Okay, so